Guess what I'm doing? Hi. How's everybody doing? Naja, April, B. Hey guys. I've been like watching TV and just kind of had Kenny on in the background. And I was like, oh, I miss watching with everyone else. So I was like, let's go live. Why not? How are we doing? Are we all surviving without our fearless leader? Hi, Hot Grannies. Hi, Melody. Melody, I don't think I've seen you in here before. I think you might have been in here once. But I'm happy to have you. Happy to have everyone. I'm so happy everybody's here. I've been watching random crap, bored out of my mind. I believe that. Boring, yes, very boring. Right now I haven't paused. I'm just watching his chat, which is probably the best way to watch it. He is obsessed about the headlights across the street again. You feel bad for her? I agree. I do. You know, you guys, who can blame her? I mean, in reality, you know, the internet is the internet, but at a certain point, people are talking about people and situations and your house and your dog and your kids. And that's real life. That's not just internet anymore. So if you need a break, you need a break, and it's nobody's business. Paranoid Jared. Yes, Paranoid Jared is insane. Hi, everyone. Hi, 420 Grandma. JJ really needs help. You know, I agree with the he needs help and all of that, but like at a certain point, if he really needed help, hopefully his wife would do something about it or something. So it's like, why are we responsible for that? Like he can just talk about us all day and then we're responsible for his demise if we say something back. That's insane. I can't, I don't know him. I don't owe him that. Sorry, that's my personal opinion. April said exactly, I think, to what I was saying about Mina, hoping she's okay. Hey, David. It's nice to have you here. Okay, sorry, I shouldn't have done that. That was weird. He's talking about all the cars coming and going, and I'm just thinking you're gonna rat out the local dealer. Yeah, I had the same thought. I was like, you know, what if they do deal drugs? Like, is that's the business here now? Somebody who smokes weed is it gonna do like that because you think you're being followed? Now everyone else that does anything that involves more than one car at their house a day is doing something illegal. What? I agree his family needs to take responsibility, right? And we don't is the biggest thing. Like DOA doesn't need to take responsibility. Sticker Chick doesn't need to take responsibility. Taylor, Hippo, Kenny, none of them, none of us, none of the chatters. This is not on us by any means. And I understand how it can look like that because we do participate in like maybe making fun of him, but it's like, how long can someone sit there and talk about a person before they're allowed to respond honestly? Like, DOA doesn't get that grace. I've never gotten that grace because I've never really talked publicly about people before people started. Kenny started dragging me before I was even like a thing. And so it's like, no, I don't have any grace for that. I don't have any room in my head to be like, oh, it's okay. No, it's not okay. And I'm going to respond. So the really concerning thing is that his wife, who has known him a really long time, doesn't see this as rising a level of concern. So the previous times must have been really off the wall. Good point. No, it's on the zero of us. Hi, Nanya. How can we not make fun of him? Exactly. It's too easy. He makes it so easy. Should I try to were any of y'all, he started this, he's carried it on for months. Yes, agreed, David. Ah, hold on, please. Were any of y'all there in AZ Crimson's chat for the clips this morning? I was dying laughing. Melody, stop it. Hi, White Snake. You were sleeping, dude. It was so funny. Melody, I swear, were you there? You missed most of it. Somebody had to be there. It was oh my god. But I'm gonna wonder, but I'm gonna wonder. Just like today coming in DOA's chat with trash. I told him to quit acting like a child. Yeah. Hi, White Snake. I was there. You were there for the clips of Kenny this morning? Actually, you know what? There we go. Now I have two, so I don't have to worry about it. Now I'm gonna have to go back and watch. It's literally just like such a small portion of it really early this morning. Yeah, so I sent him those, and then shortly after that, I laid down. I was dying laughing though. It was hilarious. Those are the things I miss about Sticker Chick. She used to be the perfect place. Stupid dancing. I know. And then I sent that one of him that was like, hey, David B. Taylor, AZ Crimson, come do something about it. Come do something about it. Come on, guys. Fuck you, Kenny. You saw him on replay, yeah. Whitesnake, you were there. I think you had just gone to sleep. And then you woke back up. They were, it was very funny, very, very funny. Did we find anything else about this lushy lush? No. I personally haven't found anything else about, but I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. AX has to make his doing the speedball bit, but to an eggplant. Yes. AZ needs to make him doing the speed ball, the speed bag to an eggplant. That'd be funny. I heard sticker when I came in. What's up? Oh, we were just saying that sometimes everybody needs a break. You saw on Reddit she wiped her who? Sticker posted on Reddit that she just needed a break. So that's what I'm going based off of. But I don't know. Lush is very nasty in a lot of chats. I don't know anything about her. Lush had a channel? Thought she was just a chatter. See, shows you how much I know. She didn't wipe it. Conspiracy time. Did she wipe it? Did she not? We may never know. Actually, we will because we can just look it up. She was ZDT's. She was in ZDT's chat. I think she talked about that. I don't know. Lush wiped her channel, I guess. I didn't know. I don't know anything about her. She commented on a lot of stuff. Okay. Oh. Very interesting. She deleted a bunch of stuff. But who knows? Who knows? Was Lush my Lush life in ZDTs? That's a great question. Great question, Nanya. Props. Huh. I didn't even know she had a channel. I thought she just talked to all the troll channels. This is all fed up, dude. Luckily, it's the internet and I don't have to worry about it. It's crazy. The trolls are a lot. They're doing a lot right now. But you know what, you guys? That's why I decided, you know what? There's going to be at least 3 people that join my live. So let's go if she's okay because I haven't heard otherwise. No. We're just going based on what she put on Reddit, that she just needed a break. And that's fine. And that's what I was saying is like at a certain point, everybody needs a break. So there's nothing, it's not worth anyone losing sleep over. She's an adult. She can handle herself. She made the right decision for herself. And if I needed to, I would do the same damn thing. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. Is ZDT actually a female? We may never know. No comment. I plead the fifth. No speculation. It feeds the trolls. Exactly. And they already have fucking Conspiracy Central. There's the amount of things that they've come up with is insanity. It's insanity. So it's not worth us feeding into any of that. And that's why I said exactly what I said. At a certain point, everyone deserves to make a decision for themselves. Just like all these trolls like to say, we have a mind for ourselves. Just a second. The kid is like freaking out in his room. Um, they're getting more vile every day. Yeah, it's insane. And who knew that her deciding to leave would just trigger them more? I mean, I thought they hated her. This would be good for them. That was not a fart. That was my foot on my chair. So sorry. That was gross. White Snake, is he even human? I assume we're talking about ZDT, and the answer to that is undetermined. The jury's still out. I do find it odd that as Sticker Chick is getting closer to exposing alt, ZDT decides to go hard for her when he hasn't before. ZDT goes for the person who has the most attention in the moment. So that's what I've seen and observed over the years because he's been around long before the protest movement. I see them like a toddler. They don't know what they want. Yeah, I just don't like giving them that because it's like toddlers really just don't. And like these are adults. Like, if you don't know what you want, get the fuck off the internet. We need testing to confirm. White Snake, you get on that. You find him, you test him, let us know. Please don't. Please don't do any of the things I just said. It's very true. Yeah. Hey, Stony Baloney. You guys, what's going on? Why is there almost 40 people in here? I literally just went live because I was like, at least 3 people will join. I already said that, but I'm gonna say it again and share feelings. Anybody have questions? I don't really know what to say. Because you're a badass. Oh, Patty, you're talking about yourself? Can't be me. Couldn't be me. No, it's me. You also have like a velociraptor neck when I do that. I'm great at dinosaur sounds. I have a boy. And adorable. Adorable. Oh, miss me with that. I missed most of it. LOL. Who left? Who left what? I'm here because you make me giggle. That's tragic. Um, I'm sure Sheep Show has his DNA samples. Sorry, yeah. Sheep Show's probably very familiar with his DNA sample. Gross. OMG did Lush delete her account. No, but apparently she's deleting like comments and stuff. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. That's gonna be clipped. Yeah, I'm ready for it. What would you like to answer? I'll answer anything. I'm trying to read comments. I'm lost. Petty, that's gonna be a familiar place here on this channel. Have I shown y'all my tattoos? Excuse my skin condition. It's awful, but I have a blue bonnet, and this is a yellow rose. And I'll tell you guys a fun story about the yellow rose. When I was getting the tattoo, I actually got them both together at the same time. And when I was getting it, the yellow rose is for my maternal grandmother, and she's still alive. And she called me. She knew I was getting it, and she called me while I was getting it, and she was like, I'm really honored that you want to get a tattoo for me, but I've lived a long time and I just feel like if you get the rose colored in, it'll just be like, putting a period on my life. And I just don't think you should get it colored in until I'm dead. So that's why it's blank. I was like, how do I argue with that? Like I was like, yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was on speaker. The tattoo artist looked at me and was like, guess we'll be taking the yellow out. And I was like, mm-hmm. It was awful. It was So that's a fun fact about me. And now I'm out of things to say. Oh boy. I will say she is from the North United States, which is kind of considered the Midwest, but it's definitely North as fuck. And she moved to the South later in life after she met my grandfather. So she's like northern attitude with southern manners. It's a lot to deal with. I have matching tattoos with 3 different people. Do you have any? This one right here, hold please. This, it's purple. Can't really tell. Those are my glowing toes. They glow in the dark. It's purple and it's jelly toast. And my best friend has strawberry toast. It was supposed to be peanut butter and jelly, but neither of us like peanut butter, so we got 2 different kinds of jelly because we're jelly together. It is still 89 here with a feels like of 95 and humid as fuck. Love that. Like forever friendship necklaces. Yeah. Minnesota nice. Is it toast? Yes, it's toast. It's toast and it walks and it talks and yeah. What accent does grandma have? She has a accent from up north. Like she says milk. It cracks me. It's so funny. Hi, Scott. You inspired me to go live, not gonna lie. Mhm. Oh, and then I have this one right here. It's a butterfly wing with a semicolon for surviving suicidal ideation or suicide. And my mom has the other half of the butterfly. So when we put our wrists together, it makes one full butterfly, and we both have the semicolon. So those are my 2 matching tattoos. And then I have a giant tattoo, takes up like a third of my back. I had to talk like a southerner because they didn't know what I was saying. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did. Hi, everyone. Hello. White snake. The accent just happened. I can do like a really, so I live kind of in the country. Like my son, when he was little, he went to a daycare here. I didn't grow up here, but he has grown up here. And so he had like this real country twang. And then during COVID, we weren't allowed to go anywhere. So we didn't even like go back and visit. Do y'all hear him? I'm so sorry. Um, so during COVID, we didn't even like go back and visit family. So like we ended up like really taking on like the country twang. It's the only people we talked to. It was insane. The South has its own flavor. The South has many flavors. I'm just catching up. I just saw the AZ stream from last night. Linda, did you see the clip? It's a great clip. Everybody should watch it. AZ needs to post out just a clip. It's so funny. We're going to have to band together and get through this. There's going to be a lot of sticker chick withdrawal. We're already there, Scott. We're having withdrawals. All the trolls are saying that we don't. We're flailing. We're flailing without our leader. Whatever will we do? Whatever will we do? The things I do for you guys. What is wrong with me? Clip that, bitch. Um, I truly believe the older you get in the South, the thicker it gets. It's true. Like, even words like Brian, I now say like Brian. It's like cut off half the letters, like just make it as short as possible. Why would we have sticker chick withdrawals? She's just taking a little break. Nobody knows how long. Nobody knows anything else. She just said on Reddit that she was taking a little break. The clip is hilarious. He thinks AZ might be Vince McMahon. No, there was a Vince in his chat and they were trolling him. And so he was like, "Are you Vince McMahon?" Yes, because of everyone on the internet, Vince McMahon is going to watch Jared Brooks. Yeah. Yeah. She's okay, right? She's taking a break. Yeah, she's fine. Say rug. Love sticker chick. Oh, LOL. I thought he was AZ as Vince. Yeah, no. it was a Vince in his chat that was trolling him. And for some reason, he left him in there. Adrian got deleted immediately, but he left Vince in there. It was strange. Impression of the air-powered floppy guy things they have at the car dealerships. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. That's what when people say they're flailing, like anytime, or even when someone says they're windmilling, that is what I picture. Because even when you're windmilling, you have no actual direction. Like you're not hitting in front and in back of you like a windmill actually would, or to the sides of you like a windmill actually would. You're literally flailing. So that's how I picture that. And now you all know how my brain works. Really behind on Reddit. What's the Reddit? Bonkers. I have always said that he reminds me of a car dealer balloon man too. Yes. He would hire Jared to fly through the air. I don't know who he is, but yes. Who wouldn't hire him to fly through? Just shit. I would hire him to watch him be flown through the air. Spaghetti arms. Unfortunately, my arms are not spaghetti arms. They're smaller now that I've lost so much weight, but fun fact, I've lost I was 272 pounds at the beginning of this year, and Friday I was 219 pounds. Crazy, right? He dances the same way he fights. Yes. Can't tell the difference. Hi, Minion52. Oh, Vince McMahon. Yeah, Vince McMahon. He would be so easy to do stunts with because Kenny is just like a toy. Like, it's like toy size. BRB. Okay, David. Congrats. Thank you. I was like, for what? I just forgot that I just told y'all that. Look at how everybody's saying it. I literally was like, ADD brain squirrel. Uh, Um, yeah, my face used to be like, if y'all go back to the first panel I was ever on with DOA, I don't know if it even exists anymore, but you'll be able to see like the difference for sure. It's crazy. So that's what my life has been. Even though we spend all day online and we have no other life, and you know, we're only worried about what other people are doing, and what else? Um, we don't know how to survive without our YouTube leader. Um, what else are we accused of? There's so many things, you guys. It's probably why I thought, yes, I agree. When I was heavier, I looked much more similar to her. I had a much more like equal amount of necks to her, and I do, I am really animated, I guess you could say. And so she is semi-animated, even though it's like fake, but I do have like mannerisms that are similar. I'm trying to lose the 100 pounds I packed on the last 2 years. I feel that. Wait, so the big news with DOA today was the lawyer thinks the felonies will be dropped and there won't be any hate crime enhancement. Yeah, the big news with DOA was that he met with the attorney. That was the big news. Whatever happened after that can't be worse than what it already is. So I am not 100% sure. I didn't listen closely enough to know. That is something I planned on going back and watching in a little bit. But yeah, him meeting with the attorney and like being able to sit down and have a conversation, go over everything, knowing what the attorney has done, knowing what the attorney has pulled, like that's a big deal. That's a really big step in the right direction. It, confirms that people are on the same page and, whatever. So in such a short time. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to lose weight, you guys. Crazy is gross. Crazy is gross. That's a fact, y'all. Sorry. Not opinion, not allegedly. He left with a feeling of a bit of relief. That's what's important because at the end of the day, we all support him. And, we may not love everything he does, said that before, but as a supporter, what you want is for him to feel relieved. You want him to feel like he's in the best situation possible for the cards that he's been dealt. And so knowing that he gathered all these donations and he was so worried about how he was going to spend them and he was so worried about who he was going to go with and what recommendation he would use and what he was going to do and how it would make people feel, knowing that he left a meeting today with relief should be enough for all of us to take a deep breath and say, okay, like we know we're on the right path. We know, like, you know, he should feel better about spending the money that he was so worried about spending. You know, you certainly play her well, yes. I don't do lengthy pauses. Manifesting all the cases to get dropped. We're all manifesting that. We know we felt relaxed after, so that's good. Yes. Sounds like the attorney understands more now and is looking forward to this fight. Yes. Scott, that sounds right. Yes, Nanya. I had weight loss surgery 20 years ago, but then had to go on meds. Almost gained it all back. It's hard to lose weight. Yes. Sounds like the lawyer gave him some relief. Yes. I've met the attorney. I think he's in good representation. See White Snake, and that's so important for the people that are like close with him, have spoke with him personally and stuff like that, to be able to say things like that publicly, because we saw how much turmoil it caused him just going back and forth of whether he was whether what he wanted to do with the money. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of people that donated, and that's a lot of pressure on top of all the other pressures. So knowing that he feels like he made the right decision is good as a viewer, as a chatter, as a supporter of him getting justice. I'm glad that he used someone that Sticker Chick set him up with as well, someone completely separated from the Scientology world. Yeah, I didn't really like any of the previous lawyers, and I didn't like any of the ones like that have represented past Scientology cases, but it wasn't up to me. So I'm just ready for it to be over and him to be live streaming to anywhere but California. Yeah, he never deserved this. I agree. He never deserved this. But when you put yourself out there as an activist, and he said when he got to LA, maybe not right when he got to LA, but very shortly after, he said, like, I'll probably get arrested. I'll probably get some charges. Did he think it would be this bad? No, probably not. But I don't, I don't think that this is anything that I think it's worse than he was expecting, but I don't think the charges, the court cases, anything like that is something that he wasn't already like saying that he was prepared for early on, if you go back to his earlier live streams. But you're correct, he didn't deserve it, but we know who he's going up against. And so I think that's what he was saying with saying that, was like, we know who he's up against, we know who is going to come after him, we know how hard they're going to come, and it's not going to be pretty, but nobody could have predicted this. I told him when he wins, I have big plans around here. Yeah, well, 40 minutes away. Good. He did say that and agree. Never expected what Scotty would do in the links. Yes, exactly. I hope Tiny goes to jail. He was so awful about Sticker Chick. I think we have a lot to see unfold with Tony's court case, honestly. I don't really have a comment on it. I mean, I'm not a fan of him. I don't like him. I don't watch him. I am subscribed to him so that I can see his community posts, but I don't go in there. I don't do any of that. My personal experience with lawyers is they love money. I agree, but that's not every lawyer, and you gotta interview the lawyer the same way the lawyer is interviewing you. So chat should ban him from California for at least 2 years. I think we've seen enough. I'd pitch in to send him to Australia. He's earned it. I'm broke, so that can't happen, but, sounds nice, I'd watch. He's been effective too, that's why they're coming hard for him. He's been effective, and at the end of the day, his connection to Laura was a big reason for them to come after him, because it eh, them attacking a second gen, them going after someone who speaks out and is an ex-Scientologist, completely normal. But them going after them legally, or, doing the things that they've done, like to DOA, is not as normal. They don't typically like, they've never sued Aaron, they've never sued Chris Shelton, they've never sued Mark and Claire, um, you know, so for them, and granted, they haven't given them really any reason to, but Laura is out there and she is loud and outspoken. And some of the ordinances that they used on DOA could have been used on many other people out there. And so his connection to her is a big reason that they're going after him. And nobody can convince me otherwise. He went after Sticker, avoid him, what the fuck. Yeah, he did go after Sticker. Tony did. Oh no! DOA did not follow the rules. He didn't follow the rules of many communities. He didn't follow Scientology's rules. He didn't follow the SPTV rules. He's not really a big rule follower, I've noticed. Hmm. My meds are starting to kick in. That's good. Meds are there to be helpful. Nod your mind too. David back. Glad you're back. Welcome back. We love you. We're happy to have you. You're amazing. And Lisa is the best. Rules. Yes, rules of the anti-Scientology. I'm surprised they haven't tried to come at Laura. See, I mean, I'm not surprised because Laura grew up at the fucking ranch. Like, when she's ready, she definitely has a leg to stand on as far as doing something about what happened to her. Definitely. So I'm not surprised they didn't come after Laura. The fact that Moxon has failed to deal with DOA, it's a personal and a mission for Moxon. Yeah, because he's so used to just getting his way, because a lot of the people they go after, they either don't have representation or they don't know enough about the court system to represent themselves, and then that's why they try to do everything so fast, is because they just want to be bam bam thank you man. Like, no, wham bam go fuck yourself. Like, I know what I'm doing. And that's what they didn't expect out of Dia. They thought he was just some dummy that lives in a van, doesn't wear shoes, wears a costume, and screams at people. But that's kind of the point. That was kind of, I feel like that's probably something that like he kind of thrives off of, is like coming across as somebody who doesn't really understand. And like he does have the speech impediment. And like a lot of people do look at that a certain way, which is disgusting. But especially Scientologists, they're there to make the able more able. They don't care about disabilities. So it's like they just look at him as some dummy, and he's so much more than that, and he's proven that over and over again. And so I don't know, I'm rambling. We've all been forgetting Scientology isn't just organized. They're independent Scientologists as well. That probably isn't just happy with his ability to bring up awareness. Well, independent Scientologists, anti-Scientologists, there's all kinds of people that aren't happy with DOA. Scientology wants him punished to deter others. Yes, even DOA said he wouldn't tell others to protest anymore. Yeah, and that's sad, but it's true. I mean, it's not false. Like, going against Scientology is not for the faint of heart. Like, just anyone shouldn't get involved in this. And that's part of my problem with the way that Aaron sold it, was he was like, just start streaming, just go stream outside your org. They can't go after everyone. And look what's happened. Case in Chicago, case in Boston, 2 cases in Texas, all these cases in LA. They've done this everywhere. So it's like they can't go after everyone, but everyone's been gone after. So like, when are you going to renege that statement? Like, when are you going to correct that and say like, okay, I was wrong. Maybe they do go after everybody. Proceed with caution. Use an alias. Don't let them know who you are. Wear a mask. Like, I don't know. These are just my opinions. And again, I'm just rambling. Scientology knows Laura's weakness is her dad. I don't think Laura's weakness is her dad. I think it's a strength, what what she still has for her dad is a strength for her, because there's a lot of people that grew up in her situation that don't have the strength of caring enough to try to get their parents out. And can caring be seen as a weakness? Yeah. But for Laura, I don't see that as a weakness. For her, I see that as a strength, and that's what keeps her going. And releasing the video was a mistake on their part because A, we have current pictures. B, we know he's alive. C, we know he's gaunt and doesn't look good. And D, he said here locally, which implies that he's still in LA. So that answered a lot more questions than it didn't, even though they didn't want it to. Yes, they do that for any ex making waves, but and I think they think Laura's dad is a weakness, but I don't think that it's a weakness. White Snake agree. Sparrow related, great. That's why most come out with a permit. I don't know what that means. That's why they come out with a permit. It doesn't matter if they're there with a permit, they can still get charged with stuff. After telling them that, dropping most of them and never mentioning them again. Yep. And then not what all these people that he made come out of the woodworks, and then they decide they don't like him. And so even though he knows that he's the reason that they're there, he's like, oh, not my problem that you have a court case from the organization that I grew up in, that I encouraged you to protest. Got it, buddy. Can you say white privilege? Yeah, it definitely hurts her, Becca. I agree with that. She said, well, yes, but they know it'll hurt her. It'll definitely hurt her. But Laura's been through a lot, and her pain just makes her stronger. And I get the side of it of like, how much does a person have to go through? Well, unfortunately, Scientology doesn't have that bar. They don't have that moral the higher ground to shut the fuck up and stop. So I don't have an answer to that question, but all I can say is from what I've seen from Laura, seeing her dad at the shrine, like that just made her go harder. So now it's like she's been begging for her dad, and did they let him come out? No, but they put a video out. And so it's like they kind of partially gave her what she wanted. And so it's like now she's just gonna go harder. Like, why shut up now? So many cuts, as Laura said in the video. Yes, so many cuts. And that's the thing that hurts her the most is I think seeing her dad and knowing all these things about him is fine, but you could tell that he was blatantly lying. And she knew he was lying and he knew he was lying. And so that's a weird dichotomy now that she's not in that mindset anymore, for her to try to dissect like where he's coming from, but also understanding that like that's also not her responsibility. Petty, I agree. They used him to get fucking clicks. I know Laura Strong, I know she can handle it, but Scientology thinks it's her ruin. I agree. I think that they're unsure. I don't think that they know what the fuck to think about Laura anymore. And I think that she's done a really good job of making it that way because she's authentically herself. She doesn't care. She's going to say what she wants to say. And a lot of times when you have that type of personality, you can be super unpredictable. And that's like an amazing thing. Scientology utterly ruined in so many different ways that can be accomplished, sadly. Yeah, I agree with that. Did you watch DOA before COS? No. But I learned really fast, so I know a lot about it. That part where he almost said ranch instead of school. Surprised they didn't edit that out. Yeah, well, he did it twice. He called it like a ranch like school, and then he said the school. We caught you. We caught you, Phil. We got you. I noticed that ranch, yeah. And if you look up the ranch, this is the part that kills me. If you look up the ranch that Laura grew up at on Google Maps, you can search the reservation. And if you zoom in all the way to where it's like kind of like a valley, to where it says, or really you can just look up Castile Canyon School on Google Maps and put it in like Earth view, like satellite view. You can see the fields. They're still there. Those were all dug by children. Go look at it. Go look at it. It's complete insanity. And then if you zoom all the way in, any wall that you see around that general area built out of rocks, built by the kids. No, those rocks came from the creek. Who carried them? The kids. Did they get wheelbarrows? Nope. You had to carry them by hand. Laura is one of my absolute favorite humans to talk with. I love her. I chat with her at least once a month. Oh, Becca, that's sweet. You made it sound like she was sent to a fancy private school. Right. Oh, it was like my private school. No, I'm pretty sure it wasn't. A gift seeing a person you haven't seen in so long. Not my first thought. Can't believe they left that in. Yeah. So many stone walls. So many. Stone walls, stone pathways, stone staircases, fire pits. They even built like levels outside of the fire pit. So there was like stone brim. It literally was like fucking like medieval looking. Hi, hot mama. Scott, that's fucked up about the kids. It is. It's yeah, I know you're not like big on the Scientology stuff, but it is fucked up and it's a lot. I mean, these kids, they had every single minute of every single day was scheduled. They had no free time. Even the free time they had was scheduled. They were told what they were allowed to do during that free time. Like there was no like go outside and play. You choose. It was okay, you have 30 minutes of free time and you can play basketball, you can run in a circle, you can uh, play in the dirt, you can skip rocks across the grass, you can't like that's not a childhood. It's ridiculous. Sorry, I'm on my soapbox. I hate anyone who tries to downplay what the ranch was. Like even Sterling and people like that like to say like, "Oh, well, LA was worse because we had gangs." You had gangs that you dealt with because you were walking the streets alone because you chose to do that. Nobody told you to go ride your bikes. You know what Laura didn't have the choice to do? Ride a bike or leave the ranch or walk down the street or go to a friend's apartment or sneak out or really rebel in any way. Anything she did, any tiny little thing she did, she was punished for. Like, how do you drives me crazy. Coming to count, yeah, they had musters 3 times a day. Gangs are not the people meant to protect you. No, but and they weren't to protect them. It was more like they went out riding their bikes and they dealt with gangs on the streets of LA. Well, guess who would have loved to be in the streets of LA and not be trapped at a ranch for fucking 11, 12, 13 years of her life? What's the school called now? It's not a school anymore. It is part of the Saboba Indian Reservation. But I think if you search Castile Canyon School, Castile, Tillie, maybe, Canyon School, it'll bring it up in Google, and I think it might show you where the location is. And yeah, you can see like the roads they built and everything. David says, I grew up in the country and had to do tons of work like you're describing, but I'll never consider a false comparison to the kids doing those things at that ranch. Yeah, David, because you were being told to do that by your parents. Laura was being raised by other children, or I assume you were being told by your parents. And I mean, even then, it's not about a comparison. Like, we all did hard work growing up, but weren't dragged by our hair. We weren't made to clean dumpsters with toothbrushes. We didn't get spankings for saying cuss words after being cussed at consistently. We weren't, I mean, some of us weren't, did get spankings for cussing, but that's neither here nor there. We weren't separated into groups by our behavior instead of our age. I don't know, there's so many things that I could go on and on about that are just super abnormal and not the way any child should be raised at any age. And it's not, I just don't like it. I just don't like it, you guys. See, yeah, she couldn't see her parents. She went to the ranch at 3.5. Yes, she went to the ranch at 3.5 years old, you guys. And she didn't leave until, let's see, she was born and she was 13. Hi, baby. Um, she went there at 3.5. She didn't leave till she was like 13. So, no, maybe she was older because what they shut it down 99, 2000, 2001. Should have been 14, even 13, 14. Who cares, really? All of her formative years were spent there. It's disgusting. We didn't roll in poison just to get a break. Yeah, good point, Becca. It's a hard one to talk about. We went to an actual school. Well, that isn't necessarily true for everyone, but most people had some sort of schooling, yes. And she got none at all because I don't care what they say. Teaching somebody to read doesn't mean they went to school. The 3 R's, which aren't even R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic, is not an education. And the only reason they even taught them to read is so that they could clear words and do study. It's stupid. I just did that on Google Earth. Yes, you see the ruins and rocks. Yeah, Nanya, and if you zoom out a little bit, you can see the fields really, really well. I think she was 14 when she went to Flag. Yeah, she was at the ranch for 10, almost 11. I want to say it was right before she got to like that 11-year mark was when they sent her off. But that's, I mean, that's a huge chunk of your childhood, you guys. Think about what you were doing for the ages 4 to 14. How many times you moved? How many times you got to spend the night at a friend's house? How many times you got to have a friend come over? How many times you got to call in sick to doing stuff? How many times you got to tell your parents, I just don't feel good, and they would help you? Or how many times you had chicken noodle soup on a day when your throat was hurting? Or how many times, like, none of that was given to them. Nothing. They weren't given special treatment because they were sick. They weren't given special treatment because they weren't given special treatment ever because of anything. If anything, they were given worse treatment. If you got sick, it was your fault. You caused it. You pulled it in. What'd you do? You're in trouble. Go audit it out. So then think about it. You're sitting there with the flu and you're sweating fucking bullets and you're thinking in your head, what did I do to make my body attack itself with this virus? Mind fuck. And the place was up against small mountains. Nowhere to run to. Don't forget to hit the like button. Never mind your comment. What do you mean, never mind your comments? Never mind. You guys, DOA is live. I feel bad being live while he's live. And I've been on here for a fucking hour and you guys have been listening to me. Let's all go watch DOA go to the beach. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good night. Kiss your families. On the lips. Just kidding. Don't do that. That's gross. What's wrong with you?